This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
Ultra running shoes are all about space. The space to go further, to feel better, to do something you never thought possible. And this space starts with Ultra Fit. Unlike traditional running shoes, Ultra Fit gives toes more room to move naturally, so every step is strong, balanced, and comfortable. Whatever you're lacing up for, stay out there with Ultra. Shop now at ultrarunning.com. That's ALTRA running.com.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a performance mentality hypnosis session that was created for a fighter that was on the verge of competing in a very high-profile tournament, and they wanted to have the most resourceful and empowered mentality possible. And they were conflicted because there was a part of them that was actually daunted by the idea that they might lose, and they might lose publicly. But there was a more influential part within that actually couldn't care if they win or lose. What was more important to them is that they were on a path towards self-actualization. Now, self-actualization is a phrase that was coined by Maslow. Maslow is famous for his hierarchy of needs, where people have a core need of shelter and security, and then human connection. And then it goes up, and when all of these needs like food and shelter and human connection are there, it eventually gets to a point at the very top of the hierarchy of needs, and that is self-actualization. When you've covered the basics, it's almost like there's a game of life, and then your brain wants to do the next level. So nobody is thinking about self-actualization or being the best that they can be if they're homeless on the street. It's going to be more of a priority to find safety, security, and a place to live. And then you've got other things that go beyond that. When you know you're safe, then finding, good connection, find your tribe, find good friendships and relationships. But most people in society, they're not in that level of wondering, are they going to survive? They're not in a war zone. They're not in a refugee camp. Life is fairly stable, and that's why self-actualization actually becomes a very important thing. And this particular client was very accomplished in many areas of their life, and they had done the work and figured out that actually that was their priority. It wasn't to put on a show for other people. It was to get to the best possible version of them that they could be. So this hypnosis session does two key things. One, it harnesses the idea of a samurai mindset, because if you think back to the Japanese samurais, for the life of a samurai, if they lost in battle, they were dead. So they're not worrying about the judgment of other people. They had to reconcile that their very life was at stake if they were going to go into a battle. So there's a sense of what courage, what mental fortitude and strength would be required, and harnessing that. And then it also has an element as to what kind of future do they want? Do they want the future where they didn't lose that often, but they never figured out how good they could be? Or did they go down a pathway where win or lose, they kept getting better? and I could read the body language and the facial expression of this client as I'm doing the session, it wasn't even close. Like when it actually came down to it, getting better was far more important to them than just avoiding a bruised ego. And that's the whole point. The point is, in order to get the very best, they would have to put themselves in a situation where they're competing against a higher caliber of opponent. And by doing that, of course, they're not guaranteed to win. It's the more difficult path, but it's the more difficult path that means that they get the direct feedback that means that they can improve and get better. And that's actually the pathway to self-actualization. Now, if you're listening to this, it might be that the title caught your eye and maybe you are into martial arts or some kind of fighting sport, but it doesn't have to be that way. Self-actualization is being the very best in whichever thing is the thing that you are most passionate about. It might be being the best parent, it might be in business or investing, or it might be something else. Being the best and self-actualizing is getting to the highest level possible for you, in which case you could listen to this, and even though it is about warriors and samurais and tournaments, it could just be a metaphor for what would it take, what are the tournaments or the battles in your life. You know, that might be a business deal, or that might be, you know, some kind of fork in the road, major decisions about life. But what is the pathway that would lead to the self-actualized version of you? It was created for an individual. Some of the suggestions are going to be perfect for the client I was working with and not quite right for you. So ignore any suggestions that don't fit. And if you would like a bespoke personal session, rather than listening to a session that was recorded for someone else, check out the show notes or my website, adamcox.co.uk, and there you will be able to book a consultation call. And because you're listening to the podcast, you get that at a discounted price by using the coupon code podcast, and then we can have a 30-minute chat about working together. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a feeling of pure relaxation. And as you exhale, allow yourself to release any doubts, hesitations, any fears. Just allow them to leave your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in, just allow the tiny muscles around your neck, chest, all the way down into the diaphragm to relax, so you can breathe in more deeply than before. And I want you to feel you're breathing in ancestral resources. But let's be discerning with the ancestors. No one lazy or cowardly. Let's breathe in the resources from the most courageous, most mentally strong, most ambitious, and brave. As you breathe in, imagine breathing in those resources and releasing anything that might feel like a block or disempowering in any way. That's it. And perhaps you find that the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you could imagine being a small child and hearing a story about a man walking along a mountain path. Perhaps he wore a black belt around a clean, distinctive gi, and carried himself with the quiet confidence of someone who had tested himself against reality many times. This man had won important matches, but also had lost difficult ones, and wasted neither. As he followed the path, he came to a familiar gate, because a younger version of himself stood there, wondering whether to enter. And the gate was marked Worlds. And the younger man looked towards the accomplished version of himself and asked, "What is waiting for me beyond this gate?" And the older man smiled. But before answering, he said that first, you need to understand how a sword is made. Because long ago, a young warrior brought a swordsmith a piece of raw steel. "I want you to make this the strongest sword possible," he said to the swordsmith. "Use the hottest fire and strike it with the heaviest hammer, and do not stop until it's finished." And so the swordsmith placed the steel into the fire, heated it, folded it, and struck it repeatedly. But then, to the warrior's surprise, the swordsmith stopped and allowed the metal to cool. And the young warrior became impatient. "Why have you stopped?" he asked. "If more work makes it stronger, why not keep striking it? Why not use more heat? Why not push it as hard as possible?" And the swordsmith, with all of their experience, looked at the young warrior and placed the unfinished blade carefully beside him and prepared to explain something the warrior would remember for the rest of their life. And while that unfinished story can remain somewhere deep within your mind, you can allow your attention to move toward the simple rhythm of your breathing. Breathing in ancestral resources and continuing to breathe out doubts, hesitation, and fears. Allow the small muscles around your eyes to relax and your jaw to loosen. Allow your shoulders to relax and your body find that rhythm of deep inner connection. Stillness is not weakness. A still body contains enormous readiness, and a quiet mind can respond with extraordinary speed. And there is a state known by athletes, fighters, chess players, and warriors. A state in which there is no unnecessary commentary, no imagined future, and no replayed past. Just complete involvement with what is happening now. Time seems to disappear. You know that state. You've experienced it before in many different parts of your life. Some people call it flow. Some people call it mindfulness or presence. Some people feel like it's a trance. You've experienced certain environments where the right words just came to you exactly when you needed them. Or your body seemed to know just what to do when a certain situation presented. And I want you to connect with that flow state of feeling based on instinct, neural pathways that have been well prepared, where things collide, expand. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 in this world. It equals 11. Something you saw combined with what you learned, with a certain level of fitness and experience, all fuses into this incredible alchemy of competence. You don't need to manufacture that state. You only need to stop disturbing it. And with every breath out, your conscious mind can become quieter, while a deeper part of you begins preparing to remember who you are when you are fully present. And while you're in this state, I wonder if you can imagine yourself traveling back through time, not towards a literal past life, but towards ancient resources within the human imagination, back to the archetype of the samurai, a person trained to meet reality directly. No hiding in the shadows and no excuses. A samurai doesn't pretend. They have no need for reality to be different from what it is. And I wonder if you can imagine yourself walking through the gates of a traditional samurai training ground. Perhaps you can feel the breeze, the air, the sounds, perhaps even the weight of a sword held securely at your side. And maybe this sword represents discernment, the ability to cut through illusions and excuses, to sever unnecessary thoughts and everything that distracts you from the reality of truth in the moment. Imagine entering the center of the training ground, and there are no spectators to impress, no one whose approval you require, and no reputation you need to defend. There is simply you, your preparation, your opponent, and of course reality. And I wonder if there's something deep within you that recognizes that when competency and preparation meet reality, this is where you belong. And not because you are guaranteed to win, but because you are willing to discover truth. You've always been drawn towards arenas that give honest feedback of competency, of dedication, of practice, of preparation. Whether it's a chessboard or a sales board, whether it's the mats or a ring, There are no lies and deceit. Just actions and reactions, cause and effect. And while some people protect a delusional image of themselves by avoiding our accurate feedback, you choose the realness of life. You're the one with enough courage to enter the arena, to test the principles, to discover what works. And so you make the adjustment, and you become someone whose knowledge has been lived rather than merely discussed. You're not the one watching from the sidelines. You're the one doing it, living it, breathing it. And I wonder if there's something even more important. Perhaps there was a time when winning, approval, validation appeared to be the most important thing. Maybe a seed of an idea deep within that said, winning means you're good, competent, worthwhile. And by implication, losing threatened to mean that you were not. But that belief placed your identity into the hands of every opponent. And I wonder if you can recognize something more important, greater than winning or losing. Perhaps it's the pursuit of everything you are capable of becoming. A medal can represent progress, but it's not the purpose. And a victory can confirm that something worked, but that's not your identity. And a loss can reveal that which must improve, but it's not a verdict. Winning and losing are both feedback within a much larger mission. And I want you to feel drawn, magnetized on a quest for self-actualization, becoming all you can be. And that mission demands, it requires strong opponents. Because if you only compete against people you know you can beat, it's just an ego win. You may collect victories, but you don't collect improvement, progress. It holds you back from your quest of self-actualization. But when you compete against the best, and reality demands your best, the quality of the opponent calls forward the quality within you. Their skill requires greater presence, and their pressure demands more intelligent movement. And maybe their preparation reveals whether or not your preparation was enough. And every serious opponent becomes part of your development. They don't stand between you and your best self. They form part of the path towards your best self. Your future self can't be created through avoidance or comfortable victories. It must be forged through the moments where the first plan fails, where the opponent is stronger or more capable than expected, when fatigue arrives, when pressure increases, and you remain present enough to respond. What if that is the samurai mindset? Not the idea that you must defeat everyone, but that you will meet reality completely and courageously. And I wonder if you can connect to that ancient samurai within. That's it. Connect with the idea that a samurai prepares when they're not in battle to help make the difference when they are in battle. There is a difference between preparation and compensation, between sharpening the blade and grinding away the edge. You can trust the process without compulsively trying to guarantee the result. No amount of preparation can purchase certainty. Preparation just buys readiness, and readiness is enough. And when you think of the samurais, isn't it curious? Most of the most proficient samurais traveled alone. They didn't need to have the support of other samurais. They had self-belief. They didn't need safety in numbers. And I wonder if you could imagine an upcoming event. And I want you to imagine the version of you mentally prepared, physically prepared. See that version of you with that win or lose mentality. You're there because you do not fear reality. I want you to see the version of you that is not deterred by the challenge. The challenge is the point. And I wonder what you can imagine at that future event. Allow any thoughts, ideas, possibilities to come up for you to evaluate what you evaluate. If you see success, it's a sign of confidence from your intuition to yourself. And if you see loss, see the details of the loss. And maybe that's your intuition telling you what you need to practice or prepare more. That's it. And I want you to connect. Connect with an idea as to who you are at your very core. What is your purpose of being? And while that is there, win or lose is insignificant compared to your mission. That's it. And allow your mind to return to that ancient swordsmith with the unfinished blade resting beside him, and the young warrior asking why he had stopped striking the steel. And the swordsmith finally replied, "Because strength does not come from endless force. The steel must be heated and struck and folded, but then allowed to recover. Too little pressure leaves it weak, and too much pressure makes it brittle. And mastery is knowing what the blade needs next." And the young warrior understood that rest was not the absence of preparation. It was part of the forging Restraint was not laziness or weakness. It conserved and protected the strength that would be needed when the blade was finally tested. And when the swordsmith completed his work, the blade was not merely hard or sharp. It was resilient, sharp enough to cut through illusion, and flexible enough not to break under pressure, and balanced enough to move as an extension of the warrior holding it. You are forging that balance now. Training and recovery, confidence and humility, intensity and intelligence, and the desire to win, but also with the freedom to learn. And you think back to that mountain path, the future version of you standing before the gate marked worlds, and the younger version asking, what is waiting for me beyond this gate? And the older man finally answers, it's not a guaranteed victory, but something more important. It's the next evolution of you. And so now you understand why he needed you to enter. Worlds was never the final destination. It was one gate, one stepping stone along the path. And it's a gate the future version of you could not walk through for you. Your future can only call you towards it. And you walk through by preparing, competing, having the courage to meet reality, and then using whatever it teaches you. The future champion does not ask you to guarantee the result. He asks you to continue the pursuit, to compete against the best. Isn't that how you discover your best? To enter the arena. And as you hold that thought, allow the past, the future, the present to collide into that flow state within. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. And you will awaken with the resources, resilience, and mindset required so that win or lose becomes secondary to the pursuit of what really matters. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
Understanding spiritual abuse and trauma is one thing. Knowing how to move forward is another. In The Shattered Soul, trauma therapist Colleen Ramser walks alongside survivors, offering guidance, practical tools, and hope for healing. Through both professional insight and her own story, she helps readers begin the journey of reconnecting to themselves, their faith, and their sense of peace. The Shattered Soul is now available wherever books are sold.